It's a 6-3 decision shaking the entire country.
And we will abolish abortion. We are the pro-life generation.
Protesters on both sides of the issue making their voices heard.
We've been knowing this was going to go down since Kavanaugh.
It's a ruling many have been expecting for months, even years. Tonight, team coverage of the Supreme Court's historic decision on abortion as the longest-running newscast in the East starts now.
On your side, this is WNCT-9 News at 6.
Now, with Roe gone, let's be very clear. The health and life of women in this nation are now at risk.
President Joe Biden calling today's Supreme Court decision wrong and extreme. Meanwhile, Republicans on Capitol Hill are celebrating it.
This decision is a victory for the pro-life movement and for the generations of Americans who never gave up hope.
The United States Supreme Court today reversing course on nearly 50 years of jurisprudence. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Watlington. Angie Casada is off tonight. The conservative majority court siding with the state of Mississippi in Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization. With their case, Mississippi officials asked the high court to eliminate the constitutional right to abortion, first established in 1973. Once ruled, protesters erupted outside.
I kept hoping for the best, but it's clear that these justices don't care about the majority of Americans and their voices.
This is going to be like history. This is just the beginning of, the pro-life generation, being there for women, for the unborn.
Writing for the majority, Justice Samuel Alito said, quote, "The Constitution does not offer a right to abortion." The court's three liberals writing today, they dissented with sorrow for the many millions of American women who have today lost a fundamental constitutional protection. And this 6-3 court ruling is expected to lead to abortion bans in roughly half of the nation's states. On your side, digital reporter Emily Cervarich spoke with state officials and local experts about the implications this ruling will bring for women across the country.
Absolutely, Ken. The overturning of this landmark 1973 case, Roe versus Wade, means that decision now lies in the hands of the states. Now, 13 states, mainly located in the South and Midwest, already have laws on the books called trigger laws to ban abortions in the event Roe is overturned, which go into effect within 30 days. As of Friday afternoon, 4 of those 13 states have already put those trigger ban laws into effect. Louisiana, South Dakota, Kentucky, and Missouri, with more states expected to follow. But for most states, political deliberation among state legislatures and state governments is the next step.
Ultimately, what we're going to see is a variety of decisions made by the states. It's a strength/weakness of federalism that there will be differences across the state. It's part of the design, not a bug. That we have a system of federalism here where you will see, like I said, I would expect Mississippi's probably going to go even stronger on the pro-life side. New York is going to probably go more pro-abortion rights than they have been in the past.
Lockerbie says now you don't have 9 justices making a decision for the whole nation, but instead, hopefully, the people making those decisions through their elected officials. Attorney General Josh Stein says here in North Carolina, women have a right to an abortion up until 20 weeks written into the state's general statutes, and he'll push for that protected right.
Here in North Carolina, I have absolutely no doubt that if the Republicans had a supermajority in the General Assembly, they would prohibit women's right to exercise their reproductive freedoms. But they're not doing it today because Governor Cooper would veto it, and there are enough Democrats in the legislature to uphold that veto.
Governor Cooper made a statement that reads, "For 50 years, women have relied on their constitutional right to make their own medical decisions. But today, that right has been tragically stripped away. That means it's now up to the states to determine whether women can get reproductive health care. And in North Carolina, they still can. I will continue to trust women to make their own medical decisions as we fight to keep politicians out of the doctor's exam room." Now, Dr. Lockerbie, Governor Cooper, and Attorney General Josh Stein expect the upcoming days and weeks to be filled with upheaval, anger, and joy over this decision as political deliberations at the state level begins. In studio, Emily Cervarich, 9 on your side.